No, everybody's excited. Michigan Tech's excited. Bemidji State's excited. The fans are. We played a couple of years ago in Mankato, and it was just a great vibe, and it's going to be a great vibe this Friday.
I asked you a couple weeks ago about the lead up to that Ferris State series and how you said the lead up was almost more stressful and more nervous than the actual game, because once you get to the game, it feels a little bit more routine. Does the lead up even add a little bit more nerves now that you're playing for a championship? How do those two compare?
I'm sure everybody's different, but the first round's always tough. Like it's just because it's probably the start of the playoffs. There's that mindset. It's a 2 out of 3. It's different. I think it gets easier as the season progresses or as the playoffs progress. That's just me personally. I can't speak for anybody else, but that first round is always. And if you talk to a lot of the coaches, a lot of them, they'll tell you the first round is. It's just always, again, they're nail biters, just because you just everybody's 0-0, and you just don't know what you're going to see. You don't know what to expect, and they're just battles. And these games are just they're fun, they're exciting, and I think again we're more experienced after a couple rounds right now, and I think it's a different mindset.
Are there challenges when it comes to kind of managing some of those nerves or the anticipation for the guys in this weekly?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really answer that question because it's not like you talk about it. You don't talk about those things, and every player is different, every coach is different. So, again, without talking to everybody and how they're feeling, I just think there's just a lot of enthusiasm and there's a lot of excitement just to play in a game like this and play in front of a crowd like this, and the energy, the enthusiasm, what you're playing for. So I think that's probably it. I think it's just 100% positive if you talk to everybody on both sides.
I want to ask about his leadership then, because even though he hasn't been here for 4 years, he still became a captain and a big leader of this team. And so, just talk about how he made that leadership presence felt so soon.
Well, Judge is a leader, and again, I don't think it doesn't matter. Again, if you're around 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years, you are who you are. Jackson Jutting's a born leader. He does things right. He trains right. He's great in school. He's a focused individual. That carried over into Bemidji. He's been a focused individual in high school, in junior hockey, college hockey, pro hockey. When that time comes, the business world, whatever he does, he's going to be focused. He's going to be good, just because he has all those attributes and all those intangibles.
And obviously, you won Defensive Forward of the Year. What does it take to be a player of that caliber to win that award?
It takes, first off, discipline. It takes a guy who's a team-first guy, totally a team-first guy. It will do anything to help the team win. He'll even sacrifice offensive numbers to do the right thing. And that's what those guys are about. They're just all about team. And it doesn't take long to be in a locker room or on the rink and see somebody like Juts, and the guys realize right away, this is a guy that we can count on. This is a guy that we can trust. And this is a guy that's going to lead this team, and this is a guy that I'm going to follow. So he's got all those things, Jared.
Might be a broad question, but just how important is he to this group and to this team?
He's like, you can't put a price tag on leadership. Leadership is everything. And when you have great leadership, it makes the coach's job so much easier. And, those guys who have control of that locker room, the Lufties and the Jutses, it just makes our job so much easier. And they're just an extension of us. And then they obviously do a lot of things on their own. They just have it. It's that it word. They've got it in those guys. And when you have guys like that, boy, it makes our job, like I said, so much easier.
Coach, the second Mason Cup championship in 3 years that you get to play for, this time at home. I know you talked about beating off the crowd in the last game on Saturday. What does it mean to be able to play this game in front of the hometown crowd?
Oh, it's the best. I mean, I'd rather be here than any place else. And no, it's there's no question there's a home ice advantage. There's that enthusiasm. And it's something that you can bring to your community and we can bring to our school this year. And so we're excited about that. I'm just excited for the whole community, and we're excited, for puck drop on Friday night. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's again, I'd rather be playing at home than on the road. But again, it doesn't matter if you're playing in the game. You're happy and you're excited. But it's a bonus playing at home.
Coach, it felt like you guys shifted really well from that 3-game series to a winner-go-home mentality. How do you carry that over to this game?
Well, it's just I haven't really thought about it, just because that's just the way it is. It's just a one-game shot, and you just adjust and you adapt to the 60-minute game. And the biggest thing with these 60-minute games right here, or obviously they can be longer if they go into overtime, but the biggest thing is they're long weeks. Like last week was really long because it was a Saturday, and but that's all right too. And you got time to prepare, but you got to really make sure that you get your guys have some time off. But it just gets long, that's for sure. But I don't think it's a big deal either way because that's just the way the postseason is. As you progress in the postseason, they are 1-game shots and they're one and dones. I'm in national tournament as well.
You're one step from the ultimate goal of making the national tournament. We're in that situation that we said a couple of years ago. Got a bunch of guys that have played in the national tournament. How do all of those experiences help once the puck drops?
I think it helps. I think it helps. I think when you reflect back and you see how you had the success that you had and how you achieved that success, I think it carries over. But then you got Michigan Tech's been in the last 2 NCAA tournaments, so bottom line is you're playing somebody who's got more experience in the NCAA tournament than we do.
Yeah, we're fired up over the last couple months building towards this and finally getting to game week here, and a chance to go to the tournament is pretty special.
Just talk about the opportunity in front of you. Obviously, it's right there. It's so close you can taste it. But talk about that opportunity and managing the emotions that come with the opportunity.
Yeah, I think it's something that's been in the back of our mind since we lost in the playoffs last year, and I think the anticipation coming up to it and leading up to it, we got a lot of guys in the locker room that are level-headed and are ready to go for the challenge ahead of us. And like you said, it's all about keeping kind of like a level head and trying to keep the emotions in check.
What was it like playing in front of the fans last Saturday? Obviously, it was one of the bigger crowds of the year, and I'm sure it'll be even bigger this Friday.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was great to see the community come out and support us. We've known they've had our backs all year, but for them all to show up last weekend and the way they did, it was awesome. So looking forward to it again this weekend.
It's your 5th game against Michigan Tech. Just talk about how these two teams match up and the kind of battle that you guys will go through.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. They're a really well-rounded team, starting with their goalie and then through their defense and up to their forwards. So they got some good depth, but I believe we have good depth as well, and it should be a good matchup.
I want to ask you about, you came to Bemidji 2 years ago. Was part of it to get a chance to play in games like this with this much on the line?
Yeah, I think I committed here shortly after the Mason Cup final against Mankato a couple years ago, and they lost in overtime in that crazy game. So that's kind of always been in the back of my mind, seeing what kind of atmosphere that game was like and all that was up at stakes, and then winning the McNaughton a few weekends ago, and then coming into this weekend with another opportunity to win a trophy for this fan base and the team and all the alumni and stuff. It's going to be pretty special. So playing in games like this means a lot.
What about Bemidji stood out to you that made you want to, this place home?
Yeah, I think a lot of guys talk about it, but like the culture, the alumni, the history of winning, and just all the people involved from the coaching staff down to the players and the guys that have been here before makes it a really enticing place to want to play.
College hockey's been in your family for quite some time. Just talk about growing up in obviously with your uncle and and how it's kind of led to this moment where you get a chance to play to go to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I didn't know it, but he was in the building last weekend. Didn't even tell me until the next day. I didn't know he was at the game, but it was pretty special knowing that he was there after the fact. But me growing up, going to all those games and kind of same thing with Lufty and Mankato, just being around that environment all growing up. It's pretty special, and it's something that I've wanted to do my whole life, and then now getting to the college level and be in this position to go to the NCAA tournament is awesome.
Do you ever take a step back and kind of see how surreal it is that you grew up going to a lot of those college hockey games and now you're doing it, you're here, and you're a part of it?
Yeah, me and Lufty were actually just talking about it the other day. Like we were always those kids asking for sticks and wanting anything leaving from the rink. So whether it's like a rally towel or those Bam Bam sticks or cowbell or anything that the rink gave out, or leaving with a stick or any sort of equipment, like we were always those kids too. So it's pretty special knowing that used to be us, and now kind of living in that and seeing it from the other end is pretty special. And to be able to play at this high level is pretty special too.
When you come in as a junior, those are 2 years where you becoming a leader isn't as easy to establish, and you have to come in and be a leader as a junior right away. Were there challenges in getting to that point where you got the team to buy into your leadership?
I think from the start, I just tried to be myself. I pride myself on work ethic and just showing up every day with consistency and a good positive attitude that hopefully a couple guys can catch on with. And I think we have a really good locker room of a bunch of different leaders too. So I think just being myself has helped helped me in my leadership process and learning from guys like Ross Armour last year, Zamolik, Rosen, and Lufty, and then now being alongside him and living with him this year helps out a lot too.
We talked about your injury before this year and how you came back. Were there any setbacks at all, or has it just been hitting the ground running?
I think ever since I got back from that injury, it's just been hitting the ground running. I think we've gotten in a little bit of a streak here the last couple months, and I knew that coming back from the injury it was going to be a short sprint to the finish line here, and just try to hit the ground running as soon as we got back from an injury, and just keep rolling with it.
Have you ever been on a team as hot as this one?
I have not. I was actually thinking about that the other day, and it's pretty special coming to the rink every day when everyone's bought in and stuck to the game plan, and we're just kind of repeating the same process every week, same schedule, same routines for everyone, and it's pretty fun to come to the rink every day.
Sure.
Thank you.
What does it mean to be able to get to play this game in front of a home crowd?
It's awesome. I think that was a goal from the beginning of the year, was to have home ice in playoffs, and then as the year kind of got going along, we realized we have a real chance of winning the McNaughton Cup, and after you win that, you're like, well, it's got to come through us now. It's up to us. We don't have to leave this rink all the rest of the year until the NCAA tournament. So playing in front of this crowd is going to be awesome, and having home ice is huge. Getting to sleep in your own bed and kind of stick to your same routines as you do at home. It's awesome.